What's up, kids? It's my fan. It's warm in here. Happy Friday! Yes, yes. Hi. Hey, Shannon. Yes. Let me type in my guest name so we know who we're talking to. Yes. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Hey, Sylvia. What's up, cousin? I gotta get you back on so we can do an update for you to see how you're doing. Yes. Yay. Hey, everybody. Hey, Jonathan. I'll see you soon. Yes. Happy Friday. Yes. Let's see our guest today, Miss Melissa, honey. Look at that diva. Jonathan, I will be racing downtown to see you at Battery Dance Festival. I can't wait. Happy Friday, everyone. Yes. Hey, Jared Hassan. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, guys. Thank you for being here. Hey, kids. Yay. What a week. What a week, people. What a week. Look at my gorgeous guest today. Melissa M. Young, the Artistic Director of Dallas Black Dance Theater. Yes. Oops. Her face is cut off. Hold on. Let's see. Yes. These are photos from when she herself was dancing. Just a gorgeous dancer. Yes. So we'll get her on soon, but I just wanted to say hi to everyone and wish you all a happy Friday. Let's see what else we can pull up. Look at this queen. Yes. Hey, Teresa Harper. Yes. So good to see you all. Hope you guys are staying safe, wearing your masks. Hey, Rob Walter. Yes. And everything. We have some weather coming this weekend. Prince Henri is coming our way. So to the East Coast, I think it's nearby. So I hope you guys are staying safe and sheltering in place. And hey, Selby artists. Yes, everybody, welcome to the room. So we have a lot to get to. I'm going to turn my music down. And we are going to, let's see, let me bring up a different picture while I'm talking. So I just really want to, before I bring in my guest, look at this boss diva. Okay. Before I bring in my guest, I just want to say prayers for our brothers and sisters in Haiti. Oh my God, Haiti cannot catch a break. Oh my goodness. And also for our brothers and sisters in Afghanistan. This has really been a week. And of course, you know, we have this pandemic that's still, you know, making its way across our country. So whatever your choices are, I'm not here to push anything on anyone, but please consider, you know, just keeping your neighbor, yourselves, your families safe, and yourselves safe, because, you know, we got to get out of this somehow soon. And so I just pray for all of us that we can stay healthy and safe, keep our families safe and whole. Yes. So without further ado, I had a really good week. This past Monday, I moderated a panel for the Joyce Dancing Dialogues discussing, you know, is digital dance here to stay? And I believe it is. I believe it is, you know, at least for the foreseeable future. I mean, people have done some incredible work online, and we actually are going to talk to Melissa about that, because the beautiful season they just did at Jacob's Pillow is now for video on demand streaming on the Jacob's Pillow website. So I'll definitely will ask her about that. So, but also if you go to the Joyce website, you'll be able to see the video of my panel that I had on the Joyce website. So without further ado, my guest today, who I just had the pleasure of seeing in person, hugging up on, Melissa M. Young, who I've known for decades as young dancers and artists ourselves. She is a Honduran-American raised in Santa Ana, California. She attended Orange Coast College with a focus in business administration. Super smart, yes. She is a graduate of the Ailey School in New York, here in New York, and she trained in 3 of their programs: summer intensive, certificate program, and fellowship. During her fellowship studies, she was one of 5 students selected to train as an exchange student at Amsterdam University of the Arts in the Netherlands. Okay, international. And Melissa joined Dallas Black Dance Theater, DBDT, in 1994 and is currently celebrating her 28th season. Melissa started her career at Dallas Black as a dancer for 11 years, then rehearsal director, academy director, associate artistic director, interim artistic director, and now was appointed artistic director in September of 2018. Yes, she's almost at her anniversary. Her most notable performances include the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., Lincoln Center Out of Doors in New York City, and for the U.S. ambassadors to Ireland and Zimbabwe. And hopefully sometime soon, summer stage. Yes! She has restaged and rehearsed the diverse repertoire of Dallas Black Dance, which spans over 100 ballets. She was an assistant to the choreographers Clarke for the Dallas Opera's Porgy and Bess in 2009, and Christopher L. Huggins for Dallas Theater Center's production of The Wiz. Teaching master classes both nationally and internationally, Melissa specializes in the dance technique of Lester Horton. She was the primary Horton technique teacher for the Dallas Black Dance Theater Company dancers from 1998 to 2017, getting the kids in their flatbacks. Over the years, she has led several movement workshops for Leadership North Texas and Leadership Texas. Melissa currently serves on the Next Generation Leadership Committee for the International Association for Blacks in Dance, IABD, and she has served as an advisory panelist for arts organizations that include the City of Dallas Office of Arts and Culture, Texas Commission on the Arts, and Mid-Atlantic Arts Foundation, as well as serving as a board member for the Dance Council of North Texas from 2010 to 2013. Over the years, she has received numerous awards, including the Dancers Award for her artistic excellence and dedication to Dallas Black Dance Theater, yes. Award of recognition from the South Dallas Dance Festival for her service to dance, and in 2016, the Natalie Skelton Award for Artistic Excellence. The Shining Star Award from the Texas Association for Health, Physical Education, Recreation, and Dance for her significant contributions to dance in Texas and beyond. And most recently in 2019, during the 57th Annual South Central District Conference of the National Association of Negro Business and Professional Women's Club, Inc., Melissa was honored with the We Speak Your Name Career Achievement Award. Come on, Melissa! We speak your name. So yes, without further ado, because we have a lot to get to, and I can't wait for you guys to meet her today. If you already don't know Miss Melissa, honey, let's go grab her. Yes, kids. Do. Ooh. Fingers crossed.
Hello. Okay, before we get started, first of all, I didn't think you were going to read my whole bio, so I'm really appreciative of that. But before I forget, when I was telling my mom I was doing this interview, she goes, "Oh, is that the picture with the 2 lovely ladies I saw you at the Pillow? It was a picture with you, me, and Melanie." And I go, "Yes." She goes, "Oh, I saw her." Now, my mom is 88. Okay, so let's get into that. And she just got an iPad a year ago, so she's still figuring things out. She goes, "Oh, yeah." She goes, "I saw when she did this live interview, and she was just chatting away, waiting for you to come." She goes, "Her energy is bubbly like a glass of champagne." So I just want to... So my mom loves you. She goes, "Oh, she's so infectious." I said, "Yes, Mom." Oh. She's like that at all times.
I love that. I love that. Oh my God. Please tell your mother thank you so much. I try, and I get it from my mama. So there you go. Oh my God. I love it. And I love champagne. Okay. I'm going to get a champagne sponsor for this show. That's what I'm really trying to do.
That would be cute.
How are you, gorgeous?
I'm good. Is my volume okay? I don't have any AirPods in or anything because I just felt like I felt like it would be all right. I'm good.
The volume is good. I just have to be careful not to make noises because then it cuts out your sound. So I'll try to be careful of that. Hey, Bernard Gaddis.
Hey, Brother Bernard. Tommy.
So I had to read your whole bio because I feel like people, they might go to your website. They might not. All good. Hope they do. But I think it's really important to let people know who you are and just all your achievements. And, I'm not just, sometimes I have friends on, Erin, all good, but I feel we have to really like hold up our brothers and sisters that are out here, like really in this game a long time. Like you've been beating these boards, okay, for a minute. Oh, wait, right.
I brought this because I knew, I said, Danny's gonna have her fan. I was like, let me make sure I follow suit.
Yeah, so I just want to tell people that I just saw Melissa 2 weeks ago up at Jacob's Pillow, and it was our first time seeing each other in years. But once I saw the schedule and knew that Dallas Black Dance Theater were going to be making their debut after 45 years, all good, but not all good, but all good. We'll get to that. At Jacob's Pillow, I booked my ticket. Well, I reached out, and this was like, you want to invite you. I just said I want to come, which was beautiful of you to do. But I booked my hotel and got myself together, and I had to be there. So first of all, congratulations on that. Congratulations on a stunning week of performances. Two shows a day over like 7 days. Right? Master classes, talk backs, the whole nine, and just being up there with you guys on those 2 days. Actually, I went to 2 days just to visit.
Yeah.
It was so much fun, and your dancers are just looking amazing. So congratulations to that. How are you feeling now that you're back home?
I am still floating on the biggest pillow cloud. I mean, Jacob's Pillow was, we all have goals in our dance careers, and there are things that, we always want to accomplish or aspire to do. I don't want to say I never thought this opportunity would come up. I knew it would, but I was like, when? So, I'm not here to toot my own horn, but I'm so happy it happened on my watch as director. It's exciting, especially, I'm relatively new in the role of an artistic director. Although when you're at Dallas Black Dance Theater, you go through so much in 1 year. So, heading into my 4th year as director, I've been through the most, and the pandemic has taken me over the edge. So it was really nice to continue this roller coaster ride with the Pillow. It's everything that I had hoped for. The dancers were so excited from the moment they found out. I had known about this invitation since last November, so I had to keep it. Anyone could trust me with their secrets, because I could not tell a soul until this spring, until they announced it publicly. So just the joy and seeing them work toward that one thing that they had all, I think, had on their dream list, and just to sit back and enjoy them. I think our dancers they're incredible. I always talk about how they are as people. They're incredible human beings, and they're always doing the work. It's just what we do. So to have kind people, to be transparent and genuine, and just enjoy the joy of their careers on this world stage. It makes me kind of weepy. I'm trying not to shed no tears this early on.
It's okay.
Into the conversation.
You see me, I cry almost every IG I'm crying. I'm on here just crying about something.
Okay, wait. Can I just give a shout out to Timothy Lenore, who is my stylist, my hairstylist of 20 plus years. Tim, you always have me right. Don't judge me though, okay, right now. But yes. Anyway, sorry. I just saw his name flash.
Yes, Timothy. I love it. So one of the things I wanted to point out, and I don't have the words right in front of me, but I wanted to paraphrasing. I love what Melanie George said about, Dallas Black Dance getting to, Jacob's Pillow, and that it doesn't validate the company by any means, because clearly the company has been doing stellar work for all these years. It's just that now, for whatever reason, folks are finally starting to catch on in certain circles.
Yeah.
But we'll take it. We've been knowing. Okay. We've been knowing.
Well, I think that, everything happens when it's supposed to. I mean, you can't force something when it's not the right moment, because when it's your time, no one can take that from you. That's what I think. And I think, although as a dancer, I had dreamed of performing with Dallas Black Dance at Jacob's Pillow, perhaps that was not the company to do it. And it wasn't, because it never happened. But this group, just through divine order and just perfect timing, it was supposed to happen now. It was supposed to. So it's okay, because we can no longer say, oh, somebody will ask, why haven't you been invited before? I don't know. That's not in my control. But what I can control is making those consistent steps to get on the road, just not to get to the Pillow, but, when you just put your head down, do the work, and do it right with good intentions, everything will come to you as it should.
Absolutely. I see Glenn Allen Sims on here too, and Claude Alexander.
Hey, Claude.
Those are all beautiful, beautiful words, and I think they're great words to live by. And sometimes it's hard, but I try to also live by the credence of what is for me will be for me. And as long as I put the work in, I stay true to my own ethics and my beliefs, and I, work hard, be professional at all times, no matter what the gig is.
That's
I
right.
mean, because clearly since Ailey, my injury, I've had to have all manner of gig. Okay, from selling Broadway tickets to okay, I mean, just everything. And so bringing the same level of professionalism to whatever the gig is, I think it's important just for your well-being and your peace of mind. So, but that takes me back to, because I always have to go backwards a little bit to where that was ingrained from. So growing up in California, first of all, I gotta say I was ignorant to the fact that you are Honduran-American. I swear to you, I never knew that. So
yes,
my bad on that. Please
no.
tell us about that part of you.
No, it's okay. Yo soy Melissa Young. Mi familia son de Honduras, Centroamérica. Mi mamá es de Tela, mi papi de Trujillo. Vivo en California and Santana. So my mom is from Tela, Honduras. My dad was born and raised in Trujillo, Honduras, which is on the northern coast. Fun fact, I think in the entire country of Honduras, about 12% of the population are Black people, which is in the whole entire country. That's not a lot. Oh my gosh, my friend Thomas in Norway is watching. Hi, Thomas. And Spanish is my first language. I don't use it a lot because I'm not always put in that situation, but I try to use it when I can and should. And so I feel like just being at home, well, my parents kind of lived I hate to say the typical immigrant story. They wanted to move to the United States for a better life, period, the end. And I'm the youngest of 5 siblings. And my eldest brother, talk about trust and faith. My mom sent my eldest brother, Edwin, to live in California with my grandmother. He lived there. She sent him, and he was gone for like 10 years before.
Wow.
So, she knew she wanted him to have, a first world and first class education. So that's how that started. And so when she went to go visit finally in the late 60s, she said she went back to Honduras and told my dad, look, this is where we're going. Either you're staying or I'm going. I'm not staying here. And so they just, really took the steps to just finalize their family business and everything and moved to the US, to California. And so I just think it's that steadfast spirit of my parents of, they saw what they wanted for themselves and our family. And so they never gave up. And I feel like in the position that I'm in, I think when I think back as a child, I think subconsciously I knew I had no other choice but to succeed.
Right.
This
like opens up a whole new load of questions for me, or just thoughts about, you're the child of immigrants. That's so fascinating to me now. I really didn't know that. But also you living in not only California, but Texas, where there are a lot of Spanish-speaking individuals. That's had to have helped you in maybe like outreach work or community work, where you have to speak to, when you're doing programming, neighborhoods, or, how has that come up?
Yeah, absolutely. There have been times when I was a dancer and we'd show up. Oh, my light went out. That's fine. It just decided to cut off. When we just, we would be at a school and they're predominantly Spanish speaking kids. Well, everyone else was like, oh God, what do we do? And I was like, I got it. So, I think that's where part of my leadership started to kind of just nudge its way into place, because, I don't like to see people struggle. My personal mission in life is to help people in any capacity I can, not just dancers, but just common people. And the vehicle just happens to be through dance. So, I'm able to communicate with the teachers and the children and, volunteers. Even during this pandemic time, when we did all this virtual content, knowing that we'd be serving the greater Dallas ISD, the independent school system here, I would do my, I would do my introductions in Spanish, so that way, I just want people to understand that we do feel like we're an inclusive environment. That's who Dallas by Dance Theater is. And, luckily I happen to be in a privileged position to share part of my heritage. People are still confused because, like you just, being, yesterday years old, figuring out that's my heritage, but it's okay. We're here to learn from each other. And I think that's kind of what has allowed me to be open-minded as well, because watching my parents, you know, they just made the situation work, whatever the situation was. So, you know, I'm like, let's just, I don't know, I'm just easygoing. And I think that I'm just here for all the goodness. I try to be genuinely positive. You know, people think, oh, you're always so nice. I'm like, it's not about being nice.
Right.
It's about finding the joy in every day, because we all have our challenges. We all have our problems, things, and people do get on my nerves.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, when those things happen, I let it go on as long as it needs to. And then I go, okay, enough, you know, shut up already. Let's get back on the positive train, you know, and get the work done. So
yeah, I mean, I think we have very similar, you know, thoughts on that. And I get that a lot too. Oh, you always seem so like your mom's just bubbly. Or I'm like, no, I mean, yes, mostly. Thank God. Thank God I feel like I have a buoyant, you know, spirit. And because we've been through some times, you know,
hello.
definitely coming out of, you know, my injuries and all kinds of things. But, you know, why stay in that space? But I also lean into thinking about my mom, you know, raising two girls, single mom, and watching her work for all those years, you know, at the post office and, you know, doing what she needed to do. So who was I to complain about some, you know, nonsensical thing, like not having, you know, pink ballet slippers? Okay, well, I'll have black ballet slippers because it's practical.
That's right.
You know,
Yeah.
and so I totally feel that. And so with, you know, living in California, growing up with your parents, when did you first become aware of dance, or concert dance for that matter?
Well, I started dancing when I was 5. My mom, this is fun. Well, I think it's funny now. She said I was clumsy. Well, I still am in a lot of ways. She said I was she goes, you had so much energy and you were all over the place. But the way she says all over the place wasn't like a good way. So she said she felt like every young girl needed to be refined and have poise. So she said one of the ways she figured to start that was to put me in dance. Started like a lot of kids, ballet and tap, you know, at the local recreation center with Miss Peggy.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm almost positive. I'm sure I was the only Black girl in class. And and my mom, she was a seamstress. My mom is a woman of many talents, but I guess the theme to my first recital was the Roaring Twenties. So my mom made me this like fierce, amazing Roaring Twenties, pink satin, white fringe like costume. And she said I showed up and all the other parents were like looking at me like, well, they missed the memo. My mom was like, well, she said it was the Roaring Twenties. So I felt like my mom was like, my daughter will be somebody, or somebody will take me as who she is. So, but yeah, so as I digress, so I just did that for a couple of years. And then my mom was also a Head Start teacher. So timing wise, I wasn't able to like go to class. And so I think after like a year, my mom said, every day you bug me. When am I going back to ballet? When am I going back to ballet? And she goes, you would not leave me alone until I enrolled you back in class. So
wow.
Yeah, so I continue with that. Fast forward in seventh grade, I went to Catholic school. And this, as I say, nun lady came to our school. She wasn't a teacher there, talking about there were going to be auditions on Saturday for this new ballet school. So I ran home and said, Mom, I'm going to this audition because I'm going to be a star. My mom's like, what are you talking about? I said, the nun lady said that there's going to be reporters from the Orange County Register and the Los Angeles Times, and I'm going to be in the paper and I'm going to be on the cover. My mom was like, I don't think that's how it works. I said, no, that's what's going to happen. And so I joined. It was called St. Joseph Ballet. Now it has the new name is the Wooden Floor. And it's called the Wooden Floor because it says from here you can step anywhere is their tag. But I danced there for 7 years, and it was amazing. That's where I really started to understand like the more serious training. Through being a student at that school, I got to go to the National Ballet School of Canada summer programs twice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And now I think there's some little backdoor situation of that, you know, was I going to be a ballet dancer? No, but hey, connections are connections. And I will never forget that training because it has, you know, really stayed with me my whole life.
Yeah.
And then I saw, and I have to ask Matthew Rushing again because we identified when this was because we are at the same performance. I saw Alvin Ailey perform at the Wiltern Theater in Los Angeles. And it was the first time. And it's amazing because through my ballet school, I had seen American Ballet Theater, Joffrey Ballet, Béjar, you name it. I saw these companies, not knowing who they were. Wow. But not until I saw people like we all here who look like me on stage, I realized that's what I want to do. Yeah. I turned to Miss Beth, our ballet teacher. I said, do they get paid for this? And she was like, yes. I'm like, so this is their job. I'm like, I want to do that. So she really, she said, if that's what you want to do, I will help you get on this track. Little do you know who's in the room. Mr. Donald McHale was on the board of directors of my ballet school. Had no idea. Nope. Not joking. Had no idea. I just remember seeing this tall black man who seemed very friendly. That's all I remember. And so when it came time where she was like, okay, let's focus your training on getting to the steps that can allow you to do that. So she sends me to University of California, Irvine to take my very first modern dance class with Donald McHale.
Yeah. So wait, I'm sorry. What was her name again?
Her name was Beth Burns, my ballet teacher.
Thank you, Beth Burns.
Yes.
Thank you, Beth Burns. I just love calling our angels. Yes.
Yes. And I went into this class and I'm like, what is happening? I had never taken modern ever, taken only ballet, tap, some jazz, like we're talking complete novice. And it was interesting, his energy and these rhythms. Being barefoot, I thought was completely disgusting, but I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. I'm like, you have to roll around on the floor. I'm like, I'm not sure. But so I took that, and I'm sure Mr. McHale was like, okay, she needs a little bit more help before she tries to go on to the next step. Mm-hmm. And then Miss Beth Burns sends me to somewhere called Lula Washington Dance Theater in Los Angeles. What? Yes, I took a modern class from Ron Brown, not Ronald Lee Brown, the other Ron Brown, and I took a class from Lula. And after those 3 classes came the audition for the Ailey School summer program.
Shut the door. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's totally crazy. Talk about divine order. That's where I remember seeing a very kind lady, Miss Jefferson. Didn't know who she was. Didn't even know. You couldn't research like who's the director of the school. There was no internet to Google.
Right.
I got accepted into the program.
Yes.
I conned my parents into believing that I was just going for the summer, but I knew staying in Santa Ana was not my vision. Okay, that was not my life. I was trying to figure out how can I escape. So did the whole program in the summer, New York, hot summer. I was like, wow, all these black and brown people had never had that experience before.
It was your first time in New York City. And you're how old at this point?
I think I was 18, I think.
So who did you stay with? Like, where were you? Were you by
wait a minute,
wait.
I know. We have extended family, and so I stayed with a cousin. Yeah, my mom was like, you're going to go stay with cousin Vienna and Tia Grace. She's really not Tia, my aunt, but, she's like, she's like my aunt. So I'm like, okay.
Awesome.
So they were freaked out, like, you don't know how to take the subway. I'm like, oh, just show me how to get there once. I'll be fine to get to 211 West 61st Street.
Yes.
3rd floor.
Yes.
But so while I was there in the summer, I auditioned for the certificate program, got accepted, all that stuff, went with my 2 friends, found an apartment, went back home to California when my parents thought I was just coming back, like, for good. I was like, so I'm going back to New York. I just need, I'm sure I said, I just need $3,000 for the first, last, and security deposit in my apartment, and tuition is this much. Like, so that's pretty much how that went down.
Wow.
Which is a little ambitious for me to think that like I wasn't a brat, but I'm like, this is just what I want for myself. Like I can see that happening.
Yeah.
And I have to give a public shout out to my brother, Gerald Young, who at the time, he was a professional baseball player. He played for the Houston Astros. And if it were not for him and his mighty salary, I would not have had tuition assistance and so forth. So thank you.
Thank you, brother. Listen, the story is insane. Oh my God. All right, so now you're in New York, you're dancing your heart away, and you're here for how long?
I ended up being, from the start to the finish, like just a little under 3.5 years,
Okay.
like 3 years and maybe 4 months. So did the certificate program, graduated, did scholarship for a year. And then within that scholarship year, I got selected to go to Amsterdam. And those people were Benoit Swan-Pouffer, Amos Mechanic Jr., Lakey Pena, Marie Muriel, and me. So
oh my God.
Yeah. So it was that group of people. We were there, had a blast.
That's a fierce group of people.
Yeah, we did a collaborative work with Mr. Milton Myers of the choreography. So it was half of our group and then the Amsterdam students. And it was interesting because studying at the school or taking class, there was a dancer teacher named Derek Brown, who is incredibly one of the most intellectually intelligent people on a human, cerebral, physical level I've ever met in my whole life. He danced for Dallas Light. He's a Dallas native and danced for Dallas Light Dance Theater. How would I know that in the middle of Amsterdam, minding my own business, trying to be a professional? And then went back to New York to finish the summer program at the school. And I was like, look, y'all, I had a good career. You know, because as a student at the Ailey School, you have a plethora of opportunities. You know, all these great choreographers, an amazing teaching staff, your whole time there, regardless of your level. And then I said, I'm quitting. And then Lakey was like, no, you can't quit. I'm like, but why? She's like, just go on one more audition. So Dallas Theater was that one last audition.
No. Okay, you know what? I can't. I can't. You were ready to shut the door.
Yeah.
And boom.
I said,
was the audition, they were having auditions in New York?
Yeah, the audition was at Steps. It was at Steps.
No! Oh my God, I can't. Now I'm tearing up.
Yeah, the audition notice was posted in our little janky third floor at 211 in the student lounge.
The student lounge.
A little raggedy paper, and I went to Mrs. Forsyth, and I said, Mrs. Forsyth, who is Dallas Light Dance Theater? Who are they? And so she's like, oh, let me see here. You know, oh, Ann Williams, she's a great lady. She's a great company. They tour a lot. They perform all the time. It's a small company, so you'll actually get a chance to dance.
Okay.
And so she says, I think you should go. She goes, as a matter of fact, let me call Ann up. I said, oh, no. You don't, no. I just wanted to know so I could decide. She's like, I think you should go. She's like, boo. Hi, Ann. It's Anna Marie. Oh, I've got a dancer for you. I think you'd love her. Her name is Melissa. Hold on. And I was like, no. Hello?
I can't with this story. I can't.
Yeah. And so
Melissa.
I know. And one of the first questions, you know, she's like, Mrs. Williams said, you know, oh, if Mrs. Forsyth has calling, she's like, you must be good. And I was like, you know, I don't know. And so I had previously never really gotten a lot of work or made auditions because I was always too tall. And
I was going to ask, like, when did you reach it? Because you're like, what, 5'8", 9"?
11.
Oh, right. So were you already at your height by then?
Yes. No, I was there. I think by 8th, 9th grade is when I kind of maxed out.
Yeah.
But so one of the first questions Mrs. Williams asked is, how tall are you? I said, how tall do you want me to be? She said, she goes, no, really, how tall are you? I said, no, really, how tall do you like dancers? She goes, oh, I love tall dancers. And I'm thinking, she's not telling the truth. I said, I'm 5'8". She goes, oh, perfect. And I was like, okay.
Oh, shoot.
So yeah, but she said, I'll see you on Saturday at the audition. And be careful what you say you won't do or what you ask for or put out in the universe, however you want to define that. Because I remember going to the audition going, oh, thank God it's a modern dance company because I hate African, because I was not comfortable doing it. I'm like, oh, I would be a disaster. I made it through every round. What was in that final round? So now we're going to show an excerpt from Homage to the Source from Baba Chuck Davis. I turned to my roommate. I was like, girl, I think I'm going to get cut after this. I don't think it's going to work out.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And look at you.
But I made it, and she called, and she was like, at the end, she goes, I'll call you on Tuesday. Well, she didn't, knowing Miss Williams, her time is her own time.
Yeah.
She didn't say which Tuesday. So I was like freaking out for 2 weeks. And, you know, as we fast forward, I literally had 2 weeks to, while I was still going to school full time, finish up school, pack up my apartment, figure out how to put stuff in boxes to send to UPS so I can have it shipped to Dallas. So anyway.
Yeah. That's what a journey. And, you know, again, people looking out for people and putting in the word, and Miss Forsyth. Oh, how much do we love Miss Anna Marie Forsyth? Okay. Oh, and I just love the fact that we have so many people in common, and this is just a rotating family that we're all just in the same rooms all the time. And so I want to get to, for sure, working with Ann Williams, and because both of us, you know, work with these legacy grand dames of Black dance, and Joan Myers Brown is my story, and you know, just tough as nails, you know, expecting 100,000% all the time, you know.
Yes.
And just tough, you know. And I had a conversation with Teresa Howard a few weeks ago, the divine Teresa Howard. And we were talking about how, you know, some of these legacy women, you know, come off, you know, so I don't want to say, bitter is the wrong word. That's too harsh. But just, they're really tough, right? They don't take any crap. And so even to this day, and that to their detriment for their companies or not, whichever, whatever. But to Teresa's point and my point, thinking about what they had to come through when they were on the come up in the 30s and the 40s, and the racism and the doors shut in their faces, and being exceptionally talented as they were, but not having any opportunities outside of maybe shaking their butts in the club. So, of course, they're going to try to instill in us, you know, a steel spine, you know, and not, you know, they don't have time for kid gloves. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let's go.
Yeah.
We ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for your tears, you know, or maybe your broken bones. We ain't got time. Hey.
Oh, God.
So was it like that with you working with Miss Williams?
No, and that's what's interesting. No, I mean, I think it's kind of wild because I never had the opportunity to experience the other directors, but hearing the stories, I felt like Miss Williams isn't like that at all. She's very unassuming. Now, she means her business, because to her, dance is a business, and let's like have things in a structure. She doesn't like to fly at the seat of her pants. She likes to plan. She likes to have a steady foundation for no matter what she's doing. It might not make sense to you, but I see now, you know, on the back end of me working with her, I'm like, oh, I see what she was doing. But she wasn't, didn't give that bitter vibe, and she just had high expectations. Like, you either do the work or you leave. Like, she just, now there were times where if dancers weren't pulling their weight, it'll be Friday, and then on Monday you're like, what happened to they're not, we're not gonna talk about that. Oh, okay, we won't talk about that.
They were disappeared.
Yes, it'll be Thanksgiving weekend, you know, Thanksgiving holiday, you know, long Thursday through Sunday vacation. On Monday you're like, well, what happened to Danny?
What?
Because it'll be Tuesday, you're like, oh, maybe she was sick. And on Wednesday you're like, oh, she's not coming back. Oh, so it'll be stuff like that.
That is hilarious.
But yeah, but she was, and it's interesting. I almost, now that you asked that question, I don't even know how we've sustained over the years, because she was not in the studio very much. Daryl Sneed, the late Daryl Sneed, our associate director who passed away back in 1997, he was always there. It was just Daryl and us. And then once he passed away, it was just us, like myself, Dina Shavoya, Gumaro Armando Silva, the three of us. I think one other dancer. I think we just kind of banded together and was like, okay, Daryl's passed away, unfortunately, but the work still has to continue. So we just figured out how to divvy up the work. Okay, let's get these VHS tapes and this VCR and learn these ballets. And, and push each other. And so I think we all kind of like, we all built our own leadership style in that way, and accountability, because no dancer wants to look bad.
Yeah,
that's just
accountability.
Yeah,
because back in the day, you know, I left Danko in '91, but prior to that, we didn't really have a rehearsal director. JB was always in the room. Sometimes she'd be asleep behind those big glasses.
Miss Williams was too.
or we'd have, Jean Hill Sagan, rest his soul, for his ballets. But for the most part, we kind of, well, Kim Bears would often obviously run the rehearsals, but she would also be in the ballets herself. So yeah, JD was really in there with us for the most part. I think they have, obviously they just had the dear departed Deborah Chase the last 20 years as a rehearsal mistress director. And now they've got, I believe, Tracy is back. But to your point, accountability, and I think, that's something each dancer should have for themselves. You can't always rely on somebody and making sure they see you doing the right thing. You have to be accountable for yourself and making sure you know your part. Because you don't always have the time to be spoon-fed and walk through every moment of each ballet. You should want to know what the hell you're doing and what you're trying to say on that stage. And that you look good.
Now, I will
baby, I don't know. Because I was brought up in that era, that baby, look, I ain't got my time for that.
Right. Now, I will say, I think all of us in our generation, we could look back on how we were able to be self-sufficient. We researched with very little tools and all of that. But now what I really love within the position that I'm in is to be able to offer those coaching opportunities, just more intimate. Like, it's not about the dance steps. It's about why are you doing these steps? So It's nice to, I've got two awesome senior dancers, Sean J. Smith, Claude Alexander III. This is their 12th season. They're also rehearsal assistants. And I've learned a lot from them. They were actually doing this before these, adjacent titles came to them as being just a dancer. But I really learned a lot from them in the tone and how they communicate with the dancers. I did a good job at also, like they do, learning how to get the best out of each person. Like, you can't make everyone the same. You can't just talk to the room with one tone, because some people are going to put up walls or they don't think it applies to them. Not out of feeling like they're right, but it's just it's not their language. So I think it's important, yes, for dancers to, you need to do your own research too, so that way we can really shift and shape and mold what you've come up with. But it's nice too to be able to stop and say, okay, let's offer this from the rehearsal point of view, from that director's point of view, so you can get into these roles, because nobody wants to look at just shape shifting. It's boring.
Now, we touched on this briefly when I was up with you at Jacob's Pillow about, what you look for now in dancers. And I think you said it's still similar to what Ms. Williams also looked for, but this is now your company. And what's the difference? What's the difference in dancer for you in your now your time?
Yeah. There's not much of a difference. I feel like you need to be an upstanding person, responsible, like we talked about, accountable, and willing to make a difference and not just blend in. Because when you separate our full company of now 14 dancers, everyone is an individual, but the power and beauty is in those numbers when they're all there together. So we don't have time for people to feel doubtful or unsure. You can't be in the back like that, because we're going to see you. So, you're only 14 people on the stage. It's not a lot of people. Yeah. But I just think that, I want people who are willing to show us who they are, and do that through what's required of the choreography, or whatever experience they're going through, whatever, activity, because it's not always just about dancing, whether it's, doing an interview, are you when you're teaching a class, when you're speaking to a donor or a board member. I want people to feel like they can be themselves, their authentic selves, and not have to conform or feel like I need to look like this person or that person. No, that's why I hired you, because you're not like everyone else. And those things, those God-given gifts that are uniquely yours, that is what we want to see each time.
Yeah. I love all of that. So if you guys are just joining us, welcome, first of all. And I am speaking to Melissa M. Young, the Artistic Director of Dallas Black Dance Theater. What does the M stand for?
My middle name is May, M-A-E. And it's important to me because that was my grandmother's middle name. She passed away when I was 8. And I know my mom said she was always supportive of my dance my dancing when I was, from the moment I took my first class. And I don't know, I feel like, of course I never got to know her, but I feel her energy and spirit. And at first I thought, oh, you just included your middle initial as you became a professional. But I found programs from when I was like 12, and it says Melissa M. Young. So I just think that she gave me my first ballet. I was going to look down. Oh, it's not right here. I usually have it nearby. She gave me a little skirt to wear over my leotard when I would get out the station wagon to go into Miss Peggy's class. I still have it. And I have a little sweat towel. And so her name was Ines May. So Ines May Brown. Yeah. So,
oh my God, that's so beautiful. And we don't have a ton of time left because I am going to race down to the bottom of the city. You know, I'm way uptown.
Yes.
To go watch the Battery Dance Festival.
Oh,
but
yes.
I do want to make sure people know that the the digital series that I think it started yesterday.
Yes.
Right. So tell us about the digital programming that people can now watch from Jacob's Pillow.
Yes, so the digital premiere of Dallas Black Dance Theater's Jacob's Pillow debut happened last night, and it costs $3.99. Free. It's the full program, and Nell Shelby did the video work, and it is spectacular.
She is everything.
Yes.
The
link is in my bio. It's in the Jacob's Pillow bio. All you have to do is register, like a name and email situation. They email you the link, and you have access all the way through September 2nd. And people who feel like, oh, I can't get to you, that's the beauty of this virtual life is, you know, being able to watch it when you're able to. So people can't say, I never got to see it. Well, it was free, and it was a whole lot of good things. Yeah.
And also, I think, you know, as people are still a little nervous about going into theaters, I just did this panel this past Monday about this very thing, right?
Which was really great.
The digital programming, and we talked about it when we were together. We're going to keep this hybrid going. But you guys are doing, as I mentioned on our last, you know, quick live, that incredible digital work, virtual work this entire time. So I know you guys are taking a small break now, but what's the plan for the fall?
Well, we start rehearsals on Monday.
Okay, that's a quick break.
Yes, no, the work keeps going for Dallas Black Dance. We head back into rehearsals. We have many home seasons. We have 5 various home seasons plus some touring that's confirmed and scheduled. Hopefully COVID will act right, or, you know, we're just going to work through that process and be flexible. But our in-person performances, limited capacity, social distancing, you know, all of the proper protocols. We're trying to proceed responsibly, but with the understanding that we still are trying to gain revenue, because that's important to keep our doors open, you know, all the normal things. So, I mean, it's just banging. It's season 45, and so, you know, Jacob's Pillow is the perfect kickoff for that. Yeah. But I think our programming, aside from the in-person performances, we will be streaming. Like, if we have 2 performances, the second one will be streamed live so people can still watch from home. You can't open your doors to the world and then shut it off because the pandemic is subsiding. So I want to make sure. And then we learned how to do all of these beautiful films in the last 15 plus months. So I want to create an opportunity for patrons to still be able to watch those at their leisure, and, you know, just get to know us more. And, you know, we're always evolving and improving our programming, the dancing, everything. So I feel like just because you saw 6 months ago, don't think you need to not see us again, because it's always something new and fresh, because that's what keeps us, I think, relevant. Yeah. And then lastly, because I know you have the FIE, our Jacob's Pillow, for those who don't know, FIE means to transition. Our Jacob's Pillow program is awesome. We have 3 works. Night Run by Christopher L. Huggins. That was created in 2003 on my group. The second work is called Face What's Facing You, choreographed by the one and only Claude Alexander III.
Amazing.
Which, I mean, every time I have moments where I have a lump in my throat, because I feel like it's a reflection of my life and the things that I don't want to face. It's facing you, so you got to get through these issues. And the last work, world premiere of Darrell Grand Moultries' Like Water, which that ballet was the inaugural recipient of the Joan B. Hunter endowment through Jacob's Pillow, and it's so much joy filled in that program. And the dancers are just good, y'all.
They are.
I'm not here to be like, they're good. No, they're dancing. Like,
yeah.
I think it doesn't get any more real than what we do. And the publicity on PBS and so on, the Boston Globe, all these great reviews, it's not like it's expected, but when you get these rewards, you feel like the validation of the hard work and the tears and the uncertainty are all worth it. So
yeah,
we're great.
I guess one of my questions to you, and you and I still have to have our own personal talk.
We will do. Look, get the fan. We'll do that.
Get the fans, get the tissues, get the rosé. Right,
all day,
it, girl.
Yes.
But now that you're in this role and you've taken over this this legacy company, and you've got dancers, it's like having, 14 children, right? Are you able to turn it off? Are you able to just be Melissa, go hang out, let your hair down, turn off your artistic directorship mind? Is it always something churning?
Unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately. Maybe unfortunately for my own spirit, myself. I'm usually always thinking about work. Like it's just always like, there's like a halo of work. Like I can't ever just drop it. A day off doesn't really exist, even though when it says I'm off, they're still contacting me at the office. I'm always coming up with ideas. I can have a conversation with you or whomever. I'm like, oh, idea, let me jot that down. But I think I think that goes to show that I am where I'm supposed to be and I'm doing the right thing, because if I'm not inspired by my surroundings to fuel me, I think that's part of Melissa. Although I would say what I do is not who I am. Me, the artistic director, is not all of Melissa. There's a whole other side of Melissa that people don't know, and that's okay, because I like to say things for myself, But I try, the pandemic has not been good, because I'm a homebody, so it's just kind of like really elevated me to gold medal status of being a homebody. But I'm trying to find my legs and get out there and connect with my dear friends, my dear circle of friends. They are so sweet, because they're like, are you okay? And I kind of have been a little bit back at arm's length, because I'm trying to figure out what am I doing? What's going on? How am I supposed to move forward? But I mean, the things that fuel me, it's nice to sit down and have a conversation and not talk about dance. I like to be connected to those who I know love and care about me.
Yeah, that's important.
So I'm learning.
Yeah, even this week, I've been so inundated with our festival and the things that I have to work on for Summer Stage and added events and weather stuff and this and that and the third. It was just nice earlier this week. I got to go to Lincoln Center to see the 5 New York biggies, Ailey, DTH, Ballet Hispanico, ABT, New York City Ballet, all in one program, and just be around the dance community and kiki and holler and having some glass of wine and just see somebody else dance, somebody else worry about production and somebody else worry about the lighting cues, and just to be out and to see New York hustling and bustling. And I just really hope we can really keep it going. We're trying, and I know there's a lot, but I think we're gonna keep it going. And I know things are looking a little crazy in Texas. The numbers are what they are. But, I'm sending you all my prayers and best wishes and strength that, things continue on for you guys and that you get to travel again. As much as right now I'm afraid to, I can't wait to be back on an airplane going somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yes, Texas is a little bit crazy, but, at the company, we have every safety measure one could possibly imagine. So it's nice to be able to show up to our building every day, knowing that you're in a safe environment,
exactly,
healthy environment. And, as far as the travel, we take it as it comes and make assessments. And, I applaud the work thing.
Thank you.
Because what you do is not easy. And I think when you're in roles of leadership, you're required to continue and figure things out and keep networking and, building these opportunities. So we look forward to coming to New York and, just showing the people, what we're about. But thank you for this opportunity. And, you know, I really want to continue to support you, and just know that you have my full support, because it's not very many of us out here doing what we do who are actually passionate and genuine about the work. And we just need sometimes to just take a pause and say, just, you know, you just need to just have a moment, so you can begin again.
Absolutely. And likewise. So we are going to get on that FaceTime or Zoom soon, so you and I can have a private one-on-one and not tell all our secrets to the world.
I love it.
But outside of, really quickly though, outside of the digital thing that's coming up, you guys, for any of you who are in Dallas or going to Dallas, you have a home season in November, right?
Oh, we host Dance Africa, the Dance Africa Festival. This is our, oh my gosh, I may have the number wrong. This might be the 18th or the 19th annual Dance Africa, which of course started in BAM in Brooklyn. And our, I want to plug Bandan Koro, African Drum and Dance Ensemble, as our headliner. November, the first weekend in November, our Director's Choice Series. And then every month we literally have something going on. Of course, you can catch us on IG at Dallas Black Dance. And then our website, dbdt.com.
Perfect. Yes. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Love you, girls. Stay strong.
Thank you.
I can't wait to talk to you more. And I'm just so proud of you and what you're doing and the company. The company looks amazing. So
thank you, Danny.
Keep it going, girl.
All right. All right, sis.
Right. You know, act yourself out.
I'll be today years old. Do I just close it? No, wait.
Yeah.
Do I just close it?
I think so.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Love you.
Bye. Okay. Oh, yay. Okay. Isn't she amazing? Miss Melissa M. Young. Melissa May Young. You guys, please go to her website. The link to her website is on my bio. RSVP for the digital video on demand from Jacob's Pillow. I'm telling you, the program is stunning. The dancers are stunning. And I'm so proud of Melissa. I've known her for years. And just to known her for years and didn't know all of her backstory. So I'm so excited to be doing these conversations, because I'm a curious person, and this gives me an opportunity to get to know people better and for you guys to get to know them too. So there you go. Anyway, I'm running out. I'm going downtown for Battery Dance Festival. So if I see you there, say hello. And then just a little update. So you guys, some of you guys know I did my first rehearsal last night for thank you to Melissa, for the Little Island Dance Festival. And I'm happy to say I am not as sore as I thought I would be waking up today. So more to come on that, more photos and footage soon, hopefully. And anyway, I thank you guys for always tuning in and listening. Stay safe out there, wear your masks where you can, and just be kind to yourselves and others, as always. Okay, I love you. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Prince Henri, Prince Henri, that's Corinne Pontadi's dog. Hurricane Henri is on its way to the East Coast. So just be safe, and I'll see you next week. Okay, bye.